Hi, how are you doing? If you're in pain and a bit uncomfortable, then you're in the right place. Before you go to bed, sometimes you're feeling pain and uncomfortable, then you're in the right place. We can give you some hints and tips on what you can do to help yourself before you go to bed. I'm Alex Watson, CEO and Clinical Director of Osteopathy Consultancy. So a lot of people, before they go to bed, they can be in quite a lot of pain. It's important to understand that you really need to find out what that is and what's going on. And so first thing you need to do is contact us, DM us, so that you can get in contact and find out what's going on. Because if you don't know where the pain's coming from or what's going on, that can be potentially a big problem, so you need to get on top of that. For everyone else that's feeling a bit stiff, a bit uncomfortable before you go to bed, I'm going to give you some hints and tips. So, sleep hygiene. First things first is, if you're going to bed, then make sure that you're ready to go to bed, that you're winding yourself down, that you're not getting too overtired or too stressed before you go to bed. Running around trying to finish up all tidy before you go to bed is not a good place to be before you try and relax. So make sure you calm down and relax as you go to bed. You make sure that you calm and slow your routine down. One good tip to do is to put your phone on night mode. Put it on a timer so that it tints the screen into an orange mode so that it cuts the white light out. That's a good hint and tip. So that's the start of your process of winding down to make sure you're ready to go to bed. Now the tip is, make sure you don't drink too much. Make sure you hydrate in the day, but don't drink before you go to sleep, because hopefully if you do drink before you go to bed, it will wake you up and make sure you go to the toilet in the middle of the night, and that can really disturb our routines as well. So those simple things can get ourselves ready. Be careful on the caffeine. Late at night, that'll give you a stimulant. Another thing to think about is, if you're doing exercise before you go to bed, that's going to give you a big adrenaline hit, and that's again going to stop you going to sleep. The most important thing to understand is, sleep is about repair. Rest and repair. That's the time that your body gets a chance to reset everything. Your mind and your body get a chance to relax and repair, getting ready for the new day. So if you're not sleeping, then mentally things aren't going to be great. You're not going to be ready for the next day, and stress and anxiety increase, but also pain levels increase as well, because you've not had enough rest to get those muscles and joints recuperated and reset and healed for the next day. So once you've done all those sort of things are getting you ready to go to bed. Make sure you're winding down, put yourself in the right place, and then if you're feeling yourself a bit uncomfortable, I'm going to give you a few hints and tips on what you can do to help yourself if you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to do it once through so that you can get the idea of it. If any of these things feel a bit stiff as you go, then you should repeat them a few times. 15 seconds is a stretch 3 times. And that will just get the most out of the stretch. If it just feels nice and comfortable to do, it will free you up. So what we're going to do is free up some of the large muscle groups that will help you lay flat in a comfortable position. So first thing to do is stretch the shoulders out, which is a great place to start. So you're walking into the bedroom, you're going to take a running track stance, elbows above shoulders, and then chest through the door. And what you'll feel is a really strong stretch. And you keep holding and pressing, and if you feel it loosen, you're going to reset and just push through again. Feel a strong stretch through your shoulders, and that will just reset those shoulder positions to loosen up. So if you've been sitting with a hunched, rounded shoulders all day, that you'll get a lot of tension through your neck. So if you stretch those shoulders, it'll reset them so your shoulders are in a nice neutral position, not this rounded position. It'll just relax your shoulders. If that feels good, I'd repeat that again. Next thing to do is if you think about when you're laying down, your back often should be in a nice arch position here. And what happens is it flattens as you lay on the bed. So if you've got any tightness through your legs here, that can really cause you a lot of problems. So first thing to do, if you're brushing your teeth, then you can do this one quite nice and easily, is bend your knee and stand at an angle, and then you're just going to put your foot up on a step or toilet seat or bath, and you're going to feel a nice stretch across the back of your leg here. The hamstring stretch will be nice and loose. Bend the knees, protect your back, bring your toes up and slide your bum backwards. You'll feel a really strong stretch on the back of the hamstrings. What this is doing is just taking pressure out of your pelvis. Your pelvis is going to sink into the bed. As it sinks into the bed, if the tension in these big muscle groups is tight, the pelvis starts to sink and your back then starts to work harder. If your legs are feeling a bit stiff and tight, then just doing this, hamstrings get short when you're sitting at a desk or at a car too long, or you're doing any sports or activity, and these will really make your legs feel quite restless. So if you do a nice stretch, it just gets the muscle nice and loose and ready for bed, and it will calm them down. So you're going to keep pressing back with your bum going backwards, and you feel a stretch on the back of the thigh here, nice and strong, and you feel that really good. So if you feel your hamstrings are tight, I'll do that 3 times, 15 seconds 3 times. Next muscle group is the quad. So the quad can get this sort of squatted position. So what we want to do is loosen up the front of the thigh here, bring your foot to the buttock in this position here and stretch. You can feel a really strong stretch down the front of the thigh. And as you stretch this, what you can feel is a really strong stretch down the thigh. What you don't want to do is arching your back. You want to keep your knee bent that you're standing on, foot in line, knee in line, body upright. And you'll feel a really strong stretch down the front of the thigh. Take it about 15 seconds to do. Now again, if your quads are feeling tight, I'll repeat them 15 seconds 3 times. And that will just get the most out of the stretch. And again, the same on this side, bending the knee, foot up. So you might feel sort of slightly asymmetrical. There might be more going on here. So if you feel anything asymmetrical, it's worth giving us a call, because that can really highlight some underlying mobility problems, and those things might be causing some more serious injuries or damage in the longer term. And you stretch that out, and you can feel that stretch, and what that does, it just stops this kind of flex position through your pelvis. It just gets you more upright. So you bring the shoulders back, straighten the hips out, and actually just gets us in a really good posture, relaxed to go to bed. As I say, loosen those muscles will really help you. So the last thing is you're going to lay down in the bed. So as you lay down, you're going to be in this position, and then you're going to rock down on your side and lift your legs up. And as you're laying there and letting your back relax, your back will be flattening, and as it flattens, it sometimes can feel a bit uncomfortable. And so a really good thing to do is, as you're sort of getting down and having a good mattress and a good pillow, that you can feel your back settling, and sometimes it might feel a little stiff. What you can do is bring your knees up in this position, and then just rocking your knees to your chest. It just tractions apart those muscles and joints at the base of your back, just to get a bit more mobility in there, which takes the pressure off and makes it feel nice and calm and settled. So just do that for about 30 seconds or a minute, until you feel like the mobility is eased off. Now it can be very tempting to use this exercise only if you've got a stiff back, but the problem is it's really probably some underlying mechanical issues that's causing this problem. So it's a very quick way of doing things, but it'll be better to do the stretches first, then let the legs drop down separately, and then the next one is just to roll from side to side. And you're just stretching the major muscle groups of the spine and the low back. It'll just calm it down and feel it mobilise nicely. Good. And you do that again for about 30 seconds or a minute. So, to recap, sleep hygiene. You've got to make sure that you're ready for bed. You're not doing a load of exercise before you go to bed. You don't want your adrenaline to go up. You don't want caffeine levels to be up high. You don't want to be drinking a lot before you go to bed. Make sure you hydrate through the day, and you calm down, wind down. Calm that white light down. You can wear orange glasses or put your phone on night mode and make sure the TV's off, and make sure you get that nice and calm and settled feelings you're going through into the evening, and then you're ready for bed. Then brush your teeth. You can then get yourself ready in the right mindset and calm yourself down, stretch your muscles out. That will calm everything down, so your body's nice and calm. The last hint and tip is from an insomniac. I was an insomniac for many years. I learned to do meditation. The main reason is, if you can calm your mind down, then things get a lot easier. You train your body to be able to do things fast, and you really want to be able to do things at a great speed. When your mind is going fast, it can be very difficult to wind down. So what I found was, I realised I trained my brain to think quickly, and I speak quickly, everyone's told me, but it means my mind can go fast. When you get ready to go to bed, you can't ever go to bed fast. You can't lay down and go fast, go to sleep. It's impossible. You've got to go to bed slowly. Now lots of people will be laying in bed at night, they'll be in pain and feel like the only person in the world, they're the only one awake. I'll give you a little secret, you're not the only one awake. There'll be a lot of other people who are struggling to go to sleep. It might be because of pain, it might be because of your mind. You can get help here for your pain and give you a bit of hints and tips on the meditation as well. But it's really important to give yourself the best chance. Get the sleep hygiene right, get your mindset in the right place, get your body in the right place, and then do the meditation. I really hope you enjoyed that today. I'm trying to keep it nice and short so that you can get those hints and tips on how best to help yourself. Any questions or problems, then obviously give us a call. We'll be back next week. I'm hoping to a golf one, but the weather wasn't too good today, so I dropped on to sleep. Anyone got any questions, give us a call. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Take care, guys. Have a good week.